So welcome into our last session related to data warehouse alimentation and feeding the different dimensions of our project, sales data analysis. So in the last two sessions, we have created a new connection between Talend and PG admin. We have created the schema of our database composed of 4 dimensions and 1 fact table. In the next session, we have created the different jobs in order to feed the data from source files, CSV files, customer orders, product, and vendors into our dimensions within PG admin using Talend. And the main objective was to create and to provide an ETL process, extract, transform, and load data into the different dimensions. Now we move to feed our fact table using the different dimensions we have alimented. So the first thing to do is to create a new job. So feed fact sales. Okay. In this job, we will use the different dimensions as an input. Also, we need to use other two files in order to be sure that only customers that have orders and providers that have orders are concerned with data into our fact table. So here, the first thing to do is to drag and drop the different dimensions, but here in this time we will use them as an input, not as output, because the different dimensions contains rows. So input, PostgreSQL, DIM customers, DIM period, input, okay, DIM product, input, and DIM vendors as input. Okay. Now we need also to use other two files in order to be sure that the appropriate data will be added into our fact table. So we need here to use two files. The first file is orders, because order contains all information about the provider and the customers, input orders, and also the other file, vendors product. Vendors product as an input also. Just we need to organize our files. We need to use a tmap here, and all this information that will be extracted from dimensions and files will be put into our fact. So we need to drag the fact table, but as an output, because initially it is empty. So we start by link the different files, input files with principal line with tmap. Here we call the row vendors product. The same for orders. Okay. Call it orders. New customer, same thing. Okay. Call it customers. Just click here to modify the name. Next, for DIM period, the same thing. Line, principal, map, and you call it DIM period. For the product, the same thing. Line, principal. Here, DIM product. And for vendors, DIM vendors. Okay. Now for the fact table, we just need to verify that the action is insert or update. Okay. Now we link team up with our fact table and we call it insert fact sales. Okay. Before now we need to configure our team app. Double click here. As we see here, we have different inputs. So different join relationship. We have 6 inputs, so we need 5 join relationships. The first join we need is between orders and vendors product and orders using the product column, product ID. So here between product ID and orders product ID, and we have to check that this join is of inner join type. We click here, next here, inner join. Okay. Now this is the first join between vendors product and orders. The next join is between vendors product and team vendors. And team vendors using the primary key vendors ID. So here between vendors product vendor ID and team vendors. Oops. Maybe repeat. You have to check that your join are correct. So vendor ID. Okay, and you check that it is inner join, not left join. Inner join. Okay. Okay. Now the third join is between orders and in periods. Orders using the order date and in periods. Okay. Okay. Just between the period and orders, and you have to verify that the join is of type inner join. Okay. Now we move to our third join between orders and in customers to be sure that only customers that have orders are concerned with inputting data into sales fact. So between orders and in customers. Orders and in customers using the ID, customer ID. Customer. Okay. Inner join. Okay. Now the last join is between orders and in products. Product orders using the product ID column. In product ID column, and you have to check that is an inner join. Okay. Okay. Now we can move to put the different needed columns into our fact table. So ID product, we can use DIM product for ID product. We drag ID product here. ID vendors, we can use DIM vendors. ID vendors here. ID customer from DIM customer. ID customer. For ID period from DIM period, we can use ID period here. Okay. And for the revenue, that is our measure, we can use directly the equation, the formula, how to compute our revenue. Just I will put the equation. The revenue is equated with is the result of multiplying the price provided from DIM product and the quantity available in order dimensions. So here we can in our expression editor. We just modify the price into a big decimal because the revenue in our fact table is of type big decimal. Here, row 5 dot price. In our case, we use it not row 5, but we can search the price here. No, product name. The product price here. Okay. And for the quantity is available in the order dimension. So here we can search the quantity. Okay. We put the measure here. Next, we apply. Okay. Just don't forget, Tima, to specify that the first four columns are the primary ID, the primary keys of these four columns compose our primary key of the fact sales. So we have to identify that these four parts are the primary key of our fact table. So apply. Okay, just we need to execute our job. Okay, the job is executed with success. We can verify in our pgadmin whether the fact table is empty or not. Edit data, all rows. Good. So here we have our fact table that contains the different rows provided from the different source files and our dimensions. So here we have a complete data warehouse that is composed of 4 dimensions: DIM customers, DIM period, DIM product, and DIM vendors. With our fact tables, all dimensions and fact table are filled with data using ETL process within Talend tool. Now we have a complete data warehouse. We can, in the next step, connect our data warehouse available in PostgreSQL with Power BI in order to provide different visualization. So see you in our final video that will concentrate on creating visualization within Power BI. Thank you for your attention.